What's up everyone, and welcome to another video. This video is gonna be slightly different than my normal videos. It's not gonna be a travel video, but in this video I am going to explain to you how I am able to travel the world full-time and how you can do this too. This is gonna be just a sit-down talking video where I'm gonna share with you so many things that I learned over the past few years, and I just want to help you guys to create your dream life as well. So let's just dive in. The number one thing that is super important is to find your why. Why do you want to travel the world full time? Is it because you just want to show off on Instagram? Is it a life that you want to live? For me, the why is rooted in me so deeply. For me, there wasn't even an option living a 9-to-5 life. For me, I always felt suffocated inside a box. I didn't feel like I belonged in my hometown, and I was just like, I need to get out of here and I want to see what is possible. I want to see the world. I'm only living once and I want to make the most of my life. There must be more than what I'm experiencing right now. So I left. I saw what was possible. I went through all the hardships and eventually I made such a beautiful life for myself. And for me, my why is also now traveling the world to show other people that it's possible to live such a beautiful life and to see so many beautiful things of the world. So you have to think to yourself, why am I gonna do this? There has to be a strong why, because once passion and talent are gonna mix, that's when you're gonna find your sweet spot. So figure out why you want to do this and build on it from there. So we all know traveling the world is fun and games, but in order to travel the world, you need money because nothing in this world is for free, unfortunately. So how do I make money while traveling the world? So one thing that I think we all can take away that we learned from our time during the pandemic is to have multiple income streams, because something bad can always happen, and if you only have one income stream, this is definitely not good. So my number one income stream that I'm gonna start with is YouTube AdSense. So the little advertisements that you're gonna see in this video and that you will see in other videos are part of my income streams. This is all arranged through Google AdSense and I get a payment once a month. You can check this out for yourself. There is so much information out there on how much you get paid per view and how all of this works. I'm not gonna go into the details of all of this right now because that is quite complicated, but this is income stream number one. Then number two is I work with brands. So I do not only have the little advertisements in these videos, sometimes I make my own advertisements, which is between 1 and 2 minutes, where I'm gonna promote a product. Let's say I'm gonna promote a suitcase. So the brand will ship the suitcase to me, I use it for a while, if I like it, I will promote it and I get paid for it. So that means then I have to create content for that suitcase, and you will see a small advertisement like that in a video like this. And for you guys to see, I will put an example of an advertisement right now. One of the hardest parts of solo travel, getting beautiful shots of yourself without having to ask strangers or risking your camera while balancing it on a rock somewhere. I mean, yes, you can work with tripods, but sometimes you just don't want to carry an extra 3 or 4 kilograms in your backpack. So this is why I have been using the Hover Air X1 Pro Max. This is a self-flying camera that literally launches from your palm. No controller, no app needed in the moment, just one tap and it starts filming in 8K in seconds. That means I don't miss those epic scenery shots when the light is just right. And this camera is not just flying in one line, it follows, it hovers, it circles, and it even does slow motion in 4K all automatically. I brought this camera with me on a solo hike recently and it literally looked like I had a full film crew right with me. This camera lets me quickly snap photos while filming. It tracks me at speeds up to 60 kilometers an hour, and the protected propellers mean I can just just throw it in my bag without having to worry. It also shoots horizontal and vertical at the same time, so I can easily use different footages for different platforms. So if you are a creator or a traveler and you want to have hands-free, high-quality shots of yourself, this is definitely the camera I would recommend most. So check it out in the link in my description. And for now, let's go back to the video. So that is a small example of advertisements that I do on YouTube, but I also have my Instagram page where I also work with brands. So then I promote products in forms of reels or carousel posts or even stories. So that is the second income stream, working with brands. I am signed under an influencer agency, which is actually really nice because they do now the reach out for me, and brands contact them. They do the negotiating with brands, which takes a lot of time. And then eventually they will send me the final offer with what I need to deliver, the price rate that I'm getting for it, and then I can agree or not agree. And this is definitely amazing. It saves me so much time, because if you have to do all of this yourself, it definitely takes up a lot of time. But that being said, I did this myself for 3.5 years. So you always have to start somewhere. Please do not forget this. I did this for such a long time and eventually the work paid off. Then my third income stream is digital products. I sell multiple guides on travels or on how to grow on social media. I love working on this because I get to teach other people how I'm living this life, how to grow on social media, how to build a personal brand, how to be confident in front of a camera. So I really like this. And then something that you might not know is that I also do real estate. I invested in villas in Bali and I'm renting them out on Airbnb. This is something that I do completely on the side besides my content creation. And currently I have 3 properties in Indonesia, which I am renting out daily, and I'm earning passive income with that because I have a management agency on those villas. So they arrange everything. They take a cut of the profit. And for me, I don't have to do anything. So that is really, really nice, especially since I'm traveling so much. So I can't always help the clients with problems that they are having. And then last but not least, I have a few smaller income streams, which is selling stock footage. I do this on Blackbox, and I also have some income through affiliate links. I am not doing this consistent enough, so these are just small income streams, but they definitely do the magic. And the final thing I wanted to say on income streams is that you have active and passive income streams. Passive income streams is basically where you don't have to actively work to get income. So for example, one time I created my digital products. Obviously, I have to update them once in a while, but most of the time I don't have a lot of work on it. I put it online and it just sells. So even when I'm sleeping, I am selling these products and I don't actively have to work for it. This is not the case when you are working with brands. You get a client, you have to shoot, you have to edit, there are revisions, you're actively working for your money. So it's really important to find a balance between these 2 income streams in order to avoid burnout. Then topic number 3 is creating content. How do I create content on the road? As you maybe know, I am a one-woman show. I am in front and behind the camera, and yes, I sometimes travel with friends who luckily help me shoot, because it is a lot, especially since I am focusing on multiple platforms at the same time. So I am not only doing YouTube, I'm doing Instagram full-time as well, I'm doing TikTok, I'm doing Facebook. So there is a lot of content that you have to make. My biggest tip, if you are starting out, just focus on one platform. For me, when I started, this was Instagram. I put all my time and effort into Instagram, and once that was going, that's when my YouTube started, and now they are growing together, which is amazing. But if you are just starting out, you need to put all your time and all your energy into one platform. But if you are a little bit more experienced content creator and you want to juggle multiple platforms like I am doing, I'm going to give you a few tips and insights in how I'm traveling and how I'm actually planning my content. So the first thing that you have to think for yourself is, where do you want to go? Because a destination can make or break your content. It's super important where you are traveling and where you are going. So let's say, for example, I started out my YouTube career in Indonesia and I made so much content in Indonesia because it was insanely beautiful. But after that, I came up with the idea, why not go to India? Because there are so many people there and there are so many experiences that you can have there because there's so much happening on the streets. And I was like, this is amazing for content. So I am gonna go especially to India because there's happening a lot. Then, for example, I just came back from Kyrgyzstan and I chose this destination because I know it is upcoming. Not many people have been there. It is super beautiful. So if I go there now, then if I start making content about it, it will do well. So you always have to think smartly about where you are traveling, when it's the right season, and when people are actually looking for certain content. So if you are traveling to Finland, make sure to travel almost before the winter season so that you have been there right before everyone starts going, so people will watch your content for inspiration. And also a lot of people plan their content until every single detail. I am not one of those people. I just go to a destination and I see how it happens there. Because if you are a traveler, you probably know that travels never go according to plan. So that's what I also do with my YouTube videos, with my reels. I just film what I see and then eventually I create something from that. So I went 10 days to Kyrgyzstan and I made 3 videos on that and it ended up aligning perfectly. Because sometimes certain activities don't fit together well in a video, so you have to make separate videos of it. So for me, I don't really plan my content, I just see how it goes. And the same with Instagram as well. I record as much as possible and the more footage you have afterwards, you can just see how you're gonna do it and how you're gonna edit it. But it's just important to not really miss a moment. And for me, it's also really important filming wise because I shoot with more than 6 cameras because I have to shoot for both a YouTube channel, an Instagram channel, for my Facebook videos and for my TikTok. So there's a lot going on. But if you eventually find a rhythm in how to do all of this, you'll kill it. Let's take an example of when I arrive, let's say, to a beautiful waterfall. What needs to happen is I need to fly the drone, I need to show the landscape, but I also need to be in the drone footage. Then I have my big B-roll camera because I need to show the beautiful places, but I also need to be in this footage. So I use a tripod and I do handheld footage. Then I obviously have my vlog camera, I need to think about the storyline, and I mostly have an Insta360 camera or any other action cam where I'm doing some fun creative shots with. Then you need to think about making photos for Instagram as well. I use my phone to make reels. This all takes a lot of time, so you always have to plan your trips carefully. And I mean with that, if the guide says you have 1 hour at a waterfall, you say I need at least 2.5 hours so that you have enough time to shoot and to create enough content. When I'm on a trip, I normally know what I am filming, so immediately in the evening I back up all my footage and I put it all in separate folders so that I know what is what and which belongs to which video. And mostly on my trips I am editing my reels also, because then you are still in the moment, you still have the feeling, you still have the emotions, you know which music to use. So when I'm on a trip like that, I work like a beast, and I 100% recommend for you guys to do that as well, because if you just shoot and then you go to a different country and you have all your footage, eventually it's not really gonna work. And the biggest tip is, after a huge adventure, plan maybe 4 or 5 days for yourself where you can go through all your footage, edit, upload, schedule, whatever you need to do, but then get your life and shit together, and then you can go on your next trip. And that's basically how I do it as well. I travel, then I go back to Bali, I edit like a crazy woman, I send all my footages to my editors, I make voiceovers, I make video outlines, I reply to emails. That's when all the laptop work gets done, and once that is all done, I go on a new trip. Then another one is accommodations, where to stay and how do I find this? This is a very difficult question because once you are a full-time traveler, you are traveling with a lot of different people. Sometimes you have collaborations, sometimes you stay somewhere for a month. So it really depends on if I am working with a tour tour agency, they normally handle the accommodations. If I am traveling just by myself with one other friend, it really depends on the budget that we are both having and how we are choosing an accommodation. But I definitely recommend Booking.com and Airbnb. These are the most mainstream platforms to find something, and they're super safe and trustworthy. So I would go here always to book your accommodation. I actually didn't realize I have so much to share with you guys. It is getting late already here, so I'm gonna jump in this video again tomorrow morning. Alright, it's currently the next day and I want to move on with a topic which is how I stay grounded and healthy during full-time travel, because this is actually really important. When you are traveling, you have most of the time no routines, so it's difficult to stay in shape, eat healthy, work on your mindset and do all things like that. So what really helps for me is that I always carry a journal with me. Journaling for me is almost like a holy grail. I do this almost every single morning and it's so amazing to write down your goals, write down your thoughts, look back at it every single day and think about what did you achieve, what do you still want to achieve. And this is so amazing for your mindset, but also to just have that grounding moment when you are traveling constantly. That journal can almost be your home and the place where you always come back to yourself. And what I do as well to stay fit and healthy is to travel. So most of the time I travel for 2 weeks, really intense, and then I try to stay in one place for a little bit longer so that I can go to the gym again and have some kind of routine. And when I'm traveling like crazy, I always have active travels. So I hike a lot, I walk so much, we do horse riding, we're all the time in nature, we're moving our bodies so much. So this is really important to keep in mind. If you plan your travels and you have been on the road for a longer time, maybe book yourself an accommodation for 2 weeks close to a gym in like a town where you can work on your physical health for a while. Also, food is so insanely important. It's really difficult to eat healthy, but it is possible. You need to make this a priority, because if you don't make this a priority, your health can decline so quickly. So always think about what you eat. Always eat the most natural products and don't binge eat, because if you're flying a lot, if you're in taxis, if you have to wait, it's so easy to grab a bag of chips, but yeah, you should just not do this. And then I always get the question if I'm not lonely during all of my travels. And to be honest, yes, I am. Loneliness is definitely something I have to deal with quite a lot. But I also have a lot of friends who are also on the road and I love to be by myself. So for me, it's not really a problem. But sometimes, I mean, you can get lonely, but that's part of the lifestyle that I chose to live. So it is fine. And the people that I know, I most of the time meet them on Instagram. I meet up with a lot of people that I meet on the app, and that's how you find travel friends. Actually, you just have to put yourself out there, respond to people's stories. If you go to a certain country and you know that someone is there, or you see an influencer or creator who lives there, just send them a message and maybe they want to meet up with you. And a thing that not many people talk about is actually how difficult it is while living this lifestyle. Because if you and your friends are living in the same place and you're doing a full-time job, you see each other often. But with me and my friends, we see each other, we travel for maybe 2 or 3 weeks together. You make the most beautiful memories and you get so insanely close, and then your paths go different and you don't see them for a longer time anymore. So you always have to protect your heart a little bit, and it's a lifestyle where you have to say hi and bye a lot of times. So that's definitely not easy and you have to keep that in mind. And then what I also wanted to talk about is what I travel with. I get this question a lot of times, and to be honest, there's not really a clear answer because it really depends on what trip I'm going and what access I have to different kind of suitcases. Right now, for example, I'm traveling around Europe and I'm doing a little bit more laid back trips. So I have a huge suitcase from Level 8, which is actually one of my favorite suitcase brands, and it's enormous. There can fit in so much. It's not super handy for traveling, but now I am not backpacking or I'm not doing really adventurous things, so it's fine. And I always have a camera bag which weighs almost 18 kilos because there are so many cameras in there. I'm gonna save you guys guys all the details with what's in there, but it is so heavy. But I don't have another choice because everything needs to be packed very carefully. So that is my hand luggage. It's only camera gear. And if I'm lucky, I can maybe have a small crossover bag with my passport and my phone and maybe something to eat. And so that's what I'm traveling with right now. But for example, when I went to the USA, I knew it was going to be a road trip and in and out of the car and in different motels all the time. I only brought like a small backpack with me where I fit in everything. It was not a lot. It was not much at all. But at the time, it really worked. And for example, when I went to the Philippines, I put my huge backpack with me and in front my camera bag. It's not the most ideal setup, but when you're on boats all the time, you kind of have to. You can't travel with a suitcase. So for me, it really depends on which places I go. And in Bali, I have a lot of suitcases I can choose from. And in the Netherlands, I also have some options. So I always try to plan that if I have a really different trip, I come back to one home base, I quickly change suitcases, and then I go to a different part of the world. And then we arrived at the last part of this video, and I wanted to talk a little bit about misconceptions that people have about this lifestyle and also some advice and tips. And there's so much that I can advise and that I can talk about, but the most important thing is your dreams don't work unless you do. So you have to work insanely hard and you have to believe so much in yourself despite what anyone else is saying. There's only one you. There are so many people who are maybe doing kind of similar things, but no one has done it the same way as you are doing it. You are so unique. You can bring your own unique value. You should never copy people. You should always do your own thing, and that way you know that you're going to be unique and that's going to be your own voice, and you just have to find your own style and work like a crazy person on your dreams. Like, this lifestyle is definitely not easy, and I have been doing it now for almost 5 years, and there have been a lot of lows, but also insanely high ups. And this life is basically, I would describe it, you cannot be more alive. Like, there are so many crazy things that you're gonna experience, but also so many low points. But the lows are insanely lows, but the highs are so high, and that makes you so alive. And the things that you're gonna experience expand your mind so much, and you're gonna meet new people. You're gonna have all of these new experiences that you never thought were possible, and it's all being unlocked because you started content creation. And that's just the magic of this whole lifestyle. But again, you have to do all the work, and you are the one who have to believe in yourself, because no one else is gonna do the work. It's you. So with that being said, I can talk about this for hours, and I'm actually excited to maybe make more videos like this. So if this is something that you are interested in, let me know in the comments down below also what you want me to talk about next time, or where you want to have more information about. There's actually a freebie in the link in my description, so check that out. I made that for you guys especially. And thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in my next adventure. Bye!